Welcome back to Good Day State Line. It's hard to eat clean and healthy, especially around the holidays, so we need all the help we can get. This morning, Matt Cooper is helping us. We're going to be talking about Real Ketones. Good morning, Matt.
Hey, good morning, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. So a lot of people wondering about ketosis. Can you tell me about it?
Yeah, absolutely. So basically, if you go for a while, either without eating, like let's say an intermittent fast, or you take some of the carbs and sugar out of your diet, your body shifts to burning its own fat for fuel. And then when that happens, your body starts producing these energy molecules called ketones that have a lot of health benefits.
So that's where the whole keto diet kind of arises from, right?
Yes, absolutely. That's a way to kind of slant your production of ketones and fat burning even more in one direction.
Okay, so we want that. We want to burn fat, but some people are wondering, they've heard that your body starts to get sick when you start a keto diet. So are you really getting sick, or what's going on there?
Yeah, so basically what you're doing is most of us eat far too much carbs and sugar and eat it too often in the modern society. So your body sort of deprograms its ability to use the other fuel, fat, for fuel, your own body fat or like plate fat. And then when you take away your main source, the carbs and the sugar, your body has to sort of, it kind of, catches it off guard, and it sort of has to adapt to using its own fat for fuel, basically. And that's where you can start to feel a few days of maybe low energy, things like that. However, we created that keto starter kit to help with that. And then taking some things like exogenous ketones during that phase can actually help make it a total breeze.
So tell me about the keto starter kit. What's in it and how long is it going to last you?
Yeah, absolutely. So basically, it's going to last you your entire on-ramp into ketosis. It comes first and foremost with measuring sticks. You can see exactly what your ketone levels are. Gives you a decent little proxy on that. It's going to come with exogenous ketones, and what those are instead of the ketones that your body makes on itself, they're equally natural ones that you can actually take in a supplemental form to get a ton of health benefits, from energy to metabolic benefits, longevity benefits, so on and so forth. It's going to make that whole process a lot easier. And then there's different forms of that. There's some that you can take before maybe some exercise called keto shot. There's the ketones on their own, and then there's some that have a little bit of caffeine in there as well.
I like caffeine. Tell me, a lot of people also wondering, what's the difference and what's the health benefits of like keto versus low carb, high fat, like Atkins type diets? There's got to be a difference between them.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're actually recommending a more of a flexible approach, and that's what differs from us compared to most Atkins-based approaches, low carb, or even the strict traditional ketogenic diet. We believe more in repairing your metabolism, so it's more of what we call metabolically flexible, or able to run off your own fat as well as carbs for fuel. And then depending on what bucket you're in, whether you're an elderly person, just an everyday person like you and me trying to look and feel better, all the way to an athlete, we recommend some basically customization of the diet in there. So you don't have to avoid carbs forever. You don't have to be on an ultra strict ketogenic diet all the time. And basically the difference is that it's sustainable for the long run, it's healthier, and it's more customizable to your own body, your own goal.
I love that, because of course we are all very different, and you led right into a question we have from one of our viewers. So Jessica wanted us to ask you, what happens after the starter pack when you reach ketosis? What happens, and then what's the best way to maintain that?
Yeah, that's a great question. So at that point, you should be feeling pretty good. You should be feeling good having at least some or more than half of the days during your week where you're having less carbohydrates. At that point, you're able to kind of coast and maintain. There are some things we do recommend taking on an ongoing basis, including from the starter kit, including some of the exogenous ketones, if that was more her question on the supplement side. Mm-hmm. And then on the diet side, the really good thing is that you actually have wiggle room to tailor based on your activity level. So as you're feeling good, let's say you introduce maybe a little bit of strength training or something like that, then you're probably going to want to include some boluses of carbohydrates in there, which is awesome because it makes the whole thing a lot more sustainable in the long run.
Absolutely. I love when there's wiggle room. Matt, if we wanted more information, where can we go to find out more?
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and check out realketones.com. You guys can also check out bhbradio.com, and that's our podcast. If you want more help in addition to the starter kit, we have a program called Real 30 at realketones.com, and that basically teaches you, puts it in a simple one place, everything I was just talking about.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me on.
Coming up next, we're getting ready to shop at this year's virtual Chris Kindle Market. And then we're showing off the 2021 Veterans Q Barbecue Boy Toys calendar. But first, it's birthday time. We're sending a big happy birthday to Kelly Wilson on Tuesday. And another happy birthday to Bree, whose birthday is on November 12th. Also this week, happy birthday to Danita Tillman. She is born on the 12th as well. And we are celebrating one of our great GDS behind-the-scenes team members, Erica Moore. Her birthday is on Saturday the 14th. Happy birthday. Send us your birthday shout-outs at gooddaystateline@WTVO.com. We'll be right back.